I know, I haven't been around for a while, and that's because I've been too busy with work. It's August, everyone's in their summer holidays. I didn't book any summer holidays, so I've been the one stuck at work doing everything. So it's been a very tiring process. So by the time I get home, I haven't had a chance to do many videos. I've got quite a few of the Infinity War figures now. I've got Mark 50, where I think there was a reissue by Sideshow. I grabbed that. I've got Infinity War Black Widow. I've also got Infinity War Cap, and I've got a few other figures on the side. I got the first Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord. There's so many videos of those. I didn't really feel the need to show those off, but if you guys would be interested in seeing any videos on those guys, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and get some videos done. But we finally got something new to show. The TYS Toys 1/6 scale Mark V suitcase. I'm not going to be doing any sort of super editing on this. It's not going to be a super long video because technically this is just an accessory piece. So let's just crack this thing open and see what we get. Oh, did I just say crack this thing open? Who the fuck am I? Sharpness Prime. So let's open the box and see what we get. Okay, and here's the design of the box, and as you can see, it's a pretty nice box. It kind of advertises what it's selling, to be honest. It's got TYS Toys 1/6 on there. That doesn't look too great. It's a bit shoddy, but you know, it's okay. And then they've got this artwork, but as you can see, if we come in and zoom in on this, looks a little pixelated to me, or I don't know, it's weird. It's a bit pixelated, but it still works pretty well. Turn to the side and you can see the side of the suitcase design. And on the back, they've just got a little warning, choking hazard. Of course, this is for adult collectors. There's the bottom, there's the top. Very simple, understated box, to be fair. And I actually respect them for that because it makes it look just a little bit more quality. Unfortunately, the text just looks a little bit cheap, but I can live with that. Okay, let's open it up and have a look at what we get. Right, I'm going to do this Gonzo style. Pop it open. We'll pull it out. Come here, you. Okay, there's the casing. We get some instructions here. Let's have a quick look at this, shall we? It's got showing you all the different areas of moving parts that it's got. It does move, but it's not actually, you know, you can't fold it up completely from what I believe, but you can move it around and show it off in different poses. We pull off this case, get that gone. Then we open up this part. Oh, it just pops off. That's quite good. Straight away. Gone. And then we have the suitcase inside. That looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to take this thing fully out, move the camera around, and then we're going to have a really good close-up look at it. Okay, and here it is, straight out of packaging. And if you're wondering why it looks a bit messy, it's because that's what it's meant to look like. It's meant to look like a whole bunch of messy parts. It's supposed to make it look like this suitcase is breaking apart to show the actual figure inside, and there's lots of moving parts here. Look, we can move these up and you can see the design of the case on the outside. Move this down. We've got these movable flaps here that can go in and out. I believe this moves up and down a little bit. I'm not sure if this moves up and down, but then you can turn these swivel, these swivel. These parts move in and out if you really want to put them in some different sort of pose. These parts can move up, these parts can move up, so it's not broken apart as much. This chest area, the arc reactor chest area, can fold inwards, so you can squeeze that in, I think. Very fiddly, but it looks pretty cool, don't you think? And this part can lift up, and the helmet has got a pivot angle here, a joint here. Oh, look at this, it's just, oh, it's really sort of chaotic, isn't it? Blimey, I'm seeing this for the first time with you guys, so I'm just like, what the hell? A lot of different bits to this. Some great detail in this. I'll pull this up here and we can have a look. But you can see there's some fantastic details just inside here. We can see all these different working parts. There's some fans in there. This looks like something like internal cooling areas. Wow, it's pretty cool, to be fair. We've got some of the panels from the outside of the armour just here, and I'm assuming some of these parts would break apart. These outside bits of case would break apart to make more armour, and they move around, weave in and out, up and down, and this opens up and you can lift this across. One of the things I've noticed straight away out of the packaging is the silvers. The silvers sort of match more of the original Mark V than the super chrome of the die-cast version, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still not a deal breaker, to be fair, because it still looks incredibly awesome, doesn't it? If we move these things to the side, you can see there's actually a few electrical wires in the back here. They don't move, it's sort of fixed to this part here, but this whole thing can swivel in and out if these other parts permit. So let's swing this around and see what happens. Yeah, it sort of stops it a little bit. But you can have these swing out and they can be shaped and remolded so that you can get them into a position where the Tony Stark can grab them. Okay, just quickly, here's the underneath, and you can see these fold open, and this can swivel left and right, and this seems to have a double axle on there, and it can pivot a little bit as well. Wow, there's a lot of moving parts there. As does this part, moves up and down, pretty cool. And this part completely fold in. And these can go all the way out like that. So you could have some sort of weird, messy design there if you really wanted. I think they've done a few things to improve on the original design that they advertised. I know for a fact that there were moving parts, but I don't think there was as many as there are now. I think they went back to the drawing board, redesigned a few bits, and then actually managed to get it to a point where they could actually improve the articulation just a little bit more. Again, it doesn't fully close up for a Suitcase, but this is sort of middle way. You know, it goes from here to here to here. It does what it says on the tin. I'm just a little bit disappointed with the silver. I would have liked it to be more chrome like the Mark V diecast, but you can't get everything. And the fact that we have something as detailed as this come out from an unlicensed company, it just wins for me. What I really like is that this red actually matches this red here, and it matches the red on the diecast. So the red's fine, it's just the silver that lets it down a little bit. But if I bring this forward, you can see the detail in the mask there. We can see all the details going down into the arm here. Can you see that wire at the back? I missed that first of all. Look at that, that looks pretty cool. This is a kind of accessory you really want. You really want something as detailed and as quality as this to come out. I think they've dropped a really good one. In fact, I feel this, and this feels cold. So I think this part actually might be die cast. It feels colder than the rest of the figure anyway, so yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of detail lost in these panels here. You can see there's not a lot of black wash in between the panels, whereas on the Mark V here, there are some actual darkness in between those. So you can actually see they're all separated, but it's not as obvious here. But obviously, if it's not fully opened up yet, you could argue that they're all touching together, so they're not really letting anything in between them, these panels, through. So you could get away with it. And here it is from the back. I'm just trying to come in and show you some of the details in the back here. You can see all these little lines and pistons and all these sections here. They've even done some dark wash in between the silver here and here. Didn't even have to do that, to be fair, but they have. So yeah, it's definitely a quality premium third-party accessory, that's for sure. Okay, I've been fiddling around with this for a while, but as you can see, when I put this up, it can kind of stay there, but the weight can't keep it exactly where it is, so the hinges can be a little loose. But if you bring these up, you can see, kind of works, doesn't it? And then you can bring these inwards, or you can swivel them out. I bring them in for this sort of pose. Tighten it all up, then lift this up as best you can. One of the things I was going to say is I was going to get this guy to pose with this by gripping both of these. Unfortunately, this is the original Super Duck suit that he's got on, the racer suit. So it comes with an open hand there and a closed fist hand, and that's it. So I can't have him grip both at the same time. I'm tempted to try and get two normal, just normal hands without the gloves on, but I don't think it will look as effective, if I'm honest. But give me a second, actually. Screw it, we'll give it a go. Okay, and I finally got him into a pose where he's actually holding onto the suitcase. I've had to manipulate some of the items around. I've had to swivel around this faceplate arm and swing it around and push it forward so that it comes into the side here. I've had to move these panels up and down a little bit, bend this forward and everything like that. But I've managed to turn it so that he can actually grip onto the suitcase. But also at the same time, you can see I've had to swap this hand over because this is a fisted hand, not an actual gripping hand. So I've had to swap it with a normal third-party hand there. And it looks okay. It's not amazing, it's not great, but that's what I've got to work with. This is the older Super Duck Tony Stark racer suit. So unfortunately, it came with a gripping hand on this side and a fisted hand on that side. And I think that was it, to be fair. But yeah, I managed to get it into a reasonable pose. This is the Mark V head sculpt that comes with the die-cast version. And I've managed to crouch him down, get his knees bent and manipulate the arms so that they can grip onto that. It's not easy, it's a very fiddly process. And here it is in the 3 stages, like the evolution of man. We've got the suitcase, we've got the opening up case, wrapping around Tony Stark, and then we've got the fully formed Mark V armour. And doesn't that look fantastic together? This will look really impressive on a detail shelf, all in one lineup. Maybe from left to right rather than right to left here like I have. But still, it looks amazing. And honestly, although it does have a few niggling problems, like some of the hinges are a little loose, that could actually be rectified. But there's so many different little pieces of detail in this that it really impresses. And honestly, if you've got the Mark V, you should definitely get this because it will really work fantastic all in one display together. Okay guys, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and if you could do me a favour now, if you could get the fuck out of my cave, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot guys. Bye bye.